Hey friends, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Kate. I am a landscape designer and avid gardener here in Seattle, Washington. This channel is all about my life as a gardener, tips, tricks, all of that good stuff. So if that sounds good to you, I'd love to have you along. I've decided I need to go on a walk this morning. So I headed over to Discovery Park in Seattle to get a little bit of inspiration for the Northwest Flower and Garden Show. What I'm doing this year is a sort of floral infused, I don't even know what to call it, like a floral infused ode to the islands of the Pacific Northwest. And they're very near and dear to my heart. So I'm looking at you, Bainbridge Island and Whidbey Island. Anyways, I need to get out in a little bit of nature to get those juices going so I can sit down and have a really good design session going over the details. This will be my second year constructing a display garden for the show. I will leave links to last year's construction in the description below. There's no reason for me to touch this, but I love it. Seriously, look how sticky and awesome it is. I was looking at these though, all these leftover snowberries. It's like end of the season where there's just like, dead and decay. But it's also super important, you know what I mean? Not everything's perfect all the time. I think that's boring. The thing is, okay, if I was at the Northwest Flower and Garden Show and I displayed a bunch of these like lichen dripping just ghost trees, I think people would think I was a total nut job. Yet like this, when you talk about winter interest, like this is winter interest. You are going to find this in the middle of summer or anywhere else. This is true like Northwest winter interest. I mean, good God, look at this. It's incredible. Oregon white oak. I'm just kind of curious like if it would pull up an oak tree. Also, do love that they're planting a bunch of oaks. Whew. Oh! So they're doing meadow restoration. I'm supposed to stay on the trail. You have no idea how hard this is. So they're reforesting this area. Not reforesting, but they're creating a little forest. And they've got landscaping flags in all the spots here where they haven't yet planted trees. So like this one they've already planted. Oh no, they have planted. They're just deciduous. I'm such a nerd. Do you love how this log? L-O-G. I want to take this to the Flower and Garden Show. All right. Got to figure out how to make that happen. Look at all this beautiful cornice, these like vibrant pale yellow twigs. So cool. Okay, and then there's a flowering currant here, this Ribes sanguineum. This is one of the ones that I used last year in the Flower and Garden Show, and it flowered perfectly. This is actually the one that flowered white instead of pink, and I thought it was an alba, but when I got it out into like the sunlight, it actually did flower. It did blush up a bit. It's so gorgeous. Look at this! It's like a bay. Oh my God! Look at all these little cute rocks. This looks like it's a baby medicinal garden because you can see some leftover plants. Look at all this borage. Okay, so this is the borage, the classic. Do you see how beautiful these stems are? This is the one that you typically see. It's got, I don't know if they've got any buds on it. Do you see any? Oh, right back there, there's some blue flowers. But I grew the alba this year, and it is so stunning. It is so gorgeous. This evergreen huckleberry. I think she's coming in. Okay, what did I learn today? Well, having a water element, that was a good call. I'm very excited about that. You know, and I think the other thing that's really interesting about going to places like this is like there is a messiness and an order simultaneously that occurs in nature. And so how do I infuse a little bit of that into a display garden so that it's intriguing? Like, I think that's the interesting thought from today is like, how do I make messiness like a little sexy so that people can embrace a little bit of that? I don't know, so that's something I'm thinking about today. And then I'm also thinking about different ways that I get to utilize and capitalize on very common items, you know? I think that's a really great joy that I get to bring to the show is like, how do I take a common everyday item, a native, something that we're very used to seeing, and like turn up the dial a little bit and create a different perspective on how we perceive something that is like common.